And that sounds like rain starting to pout the airplane. You can see it too. Oh, I hate this. Add a little bit of power. Come on, you. Touchdown. Alright, props go into full reverse. Plane will taxi itself off. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We are here in the Pilatus PC-12 November 586 Alpha Tango on the ground here at the Hudson Valley Regional Airport in Poughkeepsie, New York. We are going to be taking it over to the First Flight Airport in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, right along the coast of the Outer Banks there, and a very historic airport for obvious reasons. It is, of course, where the Wright Flyer first flew, so kind of the birth of aviation there. Only 3,000 feet of runway to play with down there in Kitty Hawk. Admittedly, I don't actually have the performance tables for this airplane. Google says it's possible. When has Google ever lied to us? We are going to full send this. 5 passengers aboard, a crap ton of fuel for reasons that we're going to talk about in a minute. Passengers are just now loading up. It will be an hour 42-minute flight this evening. A few storms as we move further south. Otherwise, should be a pretty smooth ride. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. We'll be ready to go in just a few minutes. Alright, I just went ahead and ran through the initial before start checklist. Now for the engine start checklist. ATC clearance is obtained. Doors and windows are closed and latched. The beacon light is going to come on. Passenger lights are all coming on. Passengers have been seated and the FO has briefed them. We're going to go ahead and make sure this guy is set to run. Ignition set on. Give the ground crew the signal that we're firing up the engine. Parking brake is set. I'm on the brakes as standby and I am pressing the starter. Let's see, did that not do anything? Doesn't look like it did. Why not? Press starter. There it goes. Now the starter's engaged. NG is starting to rise. And once it hits about just over 13, we'll start to see good fuel flow coming in. There's fuel flow. And now we just need to let the NG rise a little bit more. ITT is starting to rise. We've got RPM starting to rise as well. Just watching for all of these gauges, making sure everything looks good here. Starter cutoff. RPM's increasing, ITT's increasing. Just watching the ITT now for a hot start. And let's see, we've got ATT rising, torque's rising. What the hell is that? This is set to idle, which it was, pretty sure it was before, but that's why you gotta watch that carefully, right? Alright, engine start is completed now. Hopefully, that was definitely set to idle. Interesting. Maybe I accidentally nudged it at one point. I don't know. Alright, engine gauges are all in the green. Continuing with the after start checklist, external power verified is off. And the generators down here are on, and everything's powered up. Alright, we're taking runway 6 today. 299 or 1 on the altimeter. We'll go and set this side, and verified cross-check 299 or 1. Great. And we have information Bravo. Great. We'll be taking runway 6 today. I'm not going to be using default ATC because I find that incredibly obnoxious. Continuing with the checklist now, I went ahead and programmed everything. We're going to be RNAV direct WAIRD. Runway 6 will have us on a 063 heading and a right-hand turn once we pass 2,000 feet, and that'll put us direct to WAIRD. Going to go ahead and join Alpha here as we pass the Dutchess Community College buildings right there. Quick departure briefing is going to be departing runway 6. That'll give me 5,000 feet. We'll be using flaps 15 for departure, which is set. VR will be 80 and a VX will be 99. We do have a very high takeoff rate of 10,000 pounds a day. The reason for that is because we have to ferry fuel because there's no fuel services available at first flight. So for the next leg out of here, which will be to Newport News, we're going to have to carry the extra 1,100 pounds required for that to make that flight. So very heavy takeoff weight today. Any abnormalities on the takeoff roll, we are closing the throttle and applying hard braking. If we are not off by Alpha 2, taxiway Alpha 2, just to beam the FBO, we will need to reject the takeoff there. If we have any engine failure on the ground, obviously we stop. Anything after we take off to 4,000 feet, which will be 1,200 feet, we will go ahead and close the throttle, land straight ahead. Anything after we pass 1,200 feet will be a left-hand turn back to the airfield. Otherwise, the normal plan is 063 on the head into 2,000 feet, left-hand turn direct, and then we'll RNAV direct WAIRD. Autopilot will come on at that time. Initial altitude 10,000 feet. Cruise in flight level 220 today. Any questions? Nope. Awesome. Alright, takeoff checklist will be yaw damper is going to go ahead and come on, which it is. Flight director is also on. Anti-ice verified is set. None should be required right now. except the inertial separator, which I'm going to go ahead and turn off. Probe heat's already on. Inertial separator's off. Trim verified set. Flaps verified set 15 for departure. Condition lever is NA. ATC clearance is obtained. Wing lights, strobes coming on. Landing lights coming on. Pulse lights coming on. We're clear for takeoff. And we have a little bit of taxi before we get to the end here anyways. Alright, just about to enter the runway now. That final appears to be clear. And the runway itself appears to be clear. If the FO would let me know, that would be great. We're going to do a static roll since we only have 5,000 feet available today. I say only 5,000 as if we're not going to have 3 at first flight. So we'll go ahead and stop it right here. Go ahead and make sure that the throttles are, out of that reverse mode. Heading looks good. This is runway 6 identified. And the altitude looks good. Lights are all set. Time is 5:11. We're going to go ahead and increase now. Gently up to MCP. And once we see MCP light up, there it is. MCP is on, engine stabilized. We're going to release the brakes. Airspeed's coming alive. Going to hold a little bit of yoke down here. It's a little bit gusty if you can't tell. And there's 80 knots, that's a rotate. Hold gentle back pressure, gentle back pressure. There we go, we're off. And positive rate of climb gear is going to come up. Yeah, it's very wind sheary here today, I've noticed. Alright, we'll let it keep climbing for now. Once we pass about 600, we can make that turn on course. Oh yeah, look at that. It said winds were like 5 knots today. I call BS there. Come on, you keep doing your thing. Make sure this guy's set to FMS too. Yeah, we can start that left-hand turn out now. Oh, no we can't. We have to hold 2,000. What the hell is wrong with me today? Alright, well we're going to go ahead and keep the heading mode on because that's what we said we'd do. Well, that was a correction there, and we can go ahead and turn the autopilot on. Alright. Plane's climbing out just fine, so we can go ahead and bring flaps down to 15. This is holding MCP, which is good. Once we pass 2,000, then the left-hand turn. What a rookie mistake there. Alright, there's 2,000. And we'll go ahead and flip this heading mode over to the left now. There's 280. Yep, the flaps are up. Everything looks good. Yep, and we're just about to intercept that course, so that'll be good. Going down here now, word direct to enter. And we can punch nav mode on there. And now the plane will fly itself direct to there. Let's turn half bank on so we can chill out a little bit here. Message compare fuel quantity. We're at 2,500, which is more than enough. I think our minimum takeoff was, I made the note right here, min takeoff was 2436, so we took off above that. We can go ahead and do those climb checks now as we leave Duchess behind. The yaw damper verified is on and the flaps verified are retracted. The gear verified is up. Taxi light can come off and the landing lights will be off upon passing 10,000 feet. Inertial separator should go ahead and come off, which it is. Anti-ice verified is all on as required, which right now it's not. It might be here in a second, though temperature is currently 9. Let's see, we've got cabin altitude slowly rising, good pressure differential there, temperatures look good, and the altimeters will be set standard upon passing 18,000 feet. That's the climb checklist complete. We are just about now on our way to first flight, North Carolina. Alright, looks like we're just now pumping out of this cloud. I went ahead and turned the anti-ice on there a little bit. It looks like actually I might wait to turn them off until we pass through this guy. Past 10,000 feet, landing lights are off now, wing lights off. I also went ahead and turned off the ignition. That should have been turned off earlier. My bad, guys. I need to slow myself down a little bit. I have noticed in general that the V-speeds that my paper checklist, which I think are for a different version of this plane, the V-speeds that this little paper thing gives me seem to be very low. And on approach, so you saw it taking off there was some wind shear there out of Duchess. Well, on approach, it gave me a VREF of 73, which looked to be just above stall speed. I'm gonna go ahead and turn these guys off now. VREF was 73, which looked to be just above stall speed. As I was on short final, I brought the power all the way out, and then the stall horn came on. Yeah, so I went full power, did a go around. I just decided to stay in the pattern because it was VMC conditions. So I just stayed in the pattern, looped it back around. I'm passing 17 now. I know it's 18 when I do this, but I'm just going to set this to 902 anyways. For the next approach, I came in at like closer to 90, and I still very briefly got a stall horn, and landing was honestly not that great. But okay, that's fine. That happens. But the point I'm trying to make is that the V-speeds that I'm using, I think, are too slow. So what I'm going to do is for this VREF and a Kitty Hawk is I'm going to add 10 knots, which I know sounds insane, but it should prevent me from stalling. At the same time, we don't want to go any faster than that because I don't want to overshoot a 3,000-foot runway for obvious reasons, even though I know this thing will stop on a dime. Anyways, continuing our climb out now to Kitty Hawk. Should be absolutely nothing to report about in cruise. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I loaded up the RNAV for runway 3. It looks like winds are last reported calm. I want to take the RNAV 3 because it looks like in general winds are trending out of the north down here. You can see we've got some not so great weather down here. We're looking at right now 5 miles visibility and broken 1400, so that's why we do have to take the RNAV today for 3. Approach course is 001, and you're looking at a 25-degree offset here. So the approach course 001, and then at the missed approach point is basically where you'd have to turn to a heading of 025 to get lined up with the runway. We've got an LNAV MDA of 480, which should be below the clouds, keyword should, and a missed approach that takes you up to 3,000, just an RNAV fix there. What I wanted to show you more importantly on the iPad right now is, okay, back off, not interested in Newport right now. Ignore all the lines, they're going back to where I live. Right now you've got some convective activity directly over First Flight and Kitty Hawk, which isn't great. It looks like it's moving south. In real life, I'd be willing to bet that's going to be clear by the time we get there. However, this is not real life, this is a flight sim that's delayed by a little bit. Anyways, back on topic here. It looks like we're at our top of descent here. I thought I set the VNAV to be 440, but it doesn't matter. Anywho, descent checklist. Anti-ice is not required at the time being. As we descend lower, it most likely will be. Air conditioning verified, cabin altitude looks good, and we've got 20 degrees set and everything set to auto. Great. The landing lights will be set on upon passing 10,000 feet, and the altimeters, let's see if we can't grab the ATIS.
Kilo Foxtrot, Foxtrot, Alpha.
Oh, there it is.
Weather observation.
I should get my pen and paper.
Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition. Few clouds at 1,800 feet, 4,900 feet, scattered 14, 300 feet scattered. Temperature 27C dew point, 2 tree C 2.
Alright, so they're reporting an altimeter of 2990. Clouds are at like 1,800 feet scattered is what they said. So that should be fine. I kind of wished it would be a bright sunny day for me to shoot a visual into Kitty Hawk, but I don't think we're quite going to get that luck today. Oh well. Oh well. That's just the nature of flying in the south, is you get these storms that pop up. 50-50 chance you get wrecked by them or not. That's just the south this time of year. But oh well, you can also see our windscreen has been absolutely destroyed by bugs. welcome to this flight sim for God knows what reason. I wish I could call and request debugging when we land at first flight, but there's no services there anyway, so even if I could in a sim, it wouldn't be realistic. Oh well, we're on our descent now, and a first flight should be there in like 20 minutes, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Get down to 2200 for Zinnup. It'll be a procedure turn into Zinnup, then 331 on the head in down past Zinnup down to 1700 for Oyodi. Then we can get down to we can turn right to a 001 head in down to 480 for the MDA. Once we pass Poughkeepsie, I think is how you pronounce that, is going to be your missed approach point if we do not have the field in sight. At that point, we will go around the missed approach, will be 3,000 feet up to Ossipee and hold. That's really it for the approach briefing. Just remember, it's an offset approach, so it will be a right turn on that approach to final there, 480 for the minimums, 2,200 for Zinnup, 17 for OUD, and then 480 for the MDA. Should be no questions there. We're going to enter this procedure turn in 1 second, and I'll see you guys in a bit. I went ahead and also punched my VREF in. So what I got on my checklist over here based off my weight right now is a VREF of 82. Keep in mind, I have noticed that these VREFs have been way too low, so I've made that 92, which is going to be a little bit sketchy for a 3,000 foot runway, but oh well. If we float, we go around. It's just going to be a pain in my ass, but oh well. The good news is that looks like the Outer Banks right there. Oh wow, I've actually never flown here in the sim yet. I've been here quite often in real life, but wow, that's cool. I should shut up and let you guys enjoy this. Let's just hit level change mode, bring the throttles down a little bit more. I can introduce my first notch of flaps if I want. Here, I can do that right now. And that'll help drop me a little bit more. Once we pass this, then we can bring it down to 17. And that is a very loud thunder thing of thunder. What do you even call that? Thunderbolt? No, it's like lightning bolt. Thunder rumble. Loud thunder roar? I don't... Okay, you know what? This is a stupid conversation. Let's keep going here. We've got our first notch of flaps in. And what we can do, once we're over the final approach fix, will be gear down and bring the rest of our flaps in as well. And that sounds like rain starting to pout the airplane. You can see it too. Hey, can you wash the bugs off, please? That'll be much appreciated. We're getting close. I'm going to start to reduce a little bit now, because I don't want to be coming at this too fast when I have no visual reference. So as this slows down a little bit, I'm going to bring flaps to 30. I feel like I'm risk stacking right now. I don't like this. I've got a plane that's very heavy at a small field in a storm. I don't love this. My pilot instincts are kicking in saying this is a really shitty idea. I'm going to bring gear down now too. Bring altitude pre-select to, we'll make it 500 since the minimum is 480. Right there, it looks like we've passed it. We're going to go bring you down to 1,500, about 1,500 feet per minute is what I want. If it'll let me, please. VNAV disengaged, vert speed down. You need to go down like now. Flaps to full. And there you go, there's that 1,500 foot per minute descent. Down to 500. Plane should level itself there. Flaps full, gear down 3 green. There's 100. Plane's going to level itself out. And once we hit this, so now my altitude, I'm going to go ahead and pre-select 3,000. Alright, that's 3,000 pre-selected. I'm going to hold this right here. I heard the 500 alert on 4th flight there. Just looking outside, anything before we hit the minimums, that's what matters here. And remember, it is an offset. of about 25 degrees. Anything at all? Anything? Not seeing anything so far. Let me hit my for-flight map. It's saying it should be right off here somewhere. Does the FO see it? I can fly this plane from the right side too, if I have to. Not seeing it, not seeing it, not seeing it. Oh, I hate this. That's not it, is it? No, that does not look like it at all. That's the memorial. Got it in sight. Got it in sight. Alright, reset my camera position. I'm going to take the airplane myself now.
Autopilot.
We're going to reduce speed now. Oh, this is such a pain in the butt. Yep, there it is. That's runway in sight. Awesome. Right before the missed approach fix, we need to bring that speed down now. Down to 93. Careful, too. We're going to add a little bit of power. Come on, you. Come on. Just a little bit, because I'm going to stall it in a second. And wings going back to level now. There you go. Hold that VREF. Hold that VREF. I'd like it if my sim wouldn't freeze right now. This is not a good time, Flight Sim. This is not a good time. Back on the numbers 3. And throttle all the way to idle. All the way to idle. Please don't crash now. And touchdown, 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 touchdown. Alright, props go into full reverse. And that seems to have maybe worked. I'm going to add some braking too. Alright, that worked. That worked. That worked. Hey! Awesome. Alright, reverser's coming off now. And the plane will taxi itself off. Okay, boys, welcome to the RNAV to runway 3 here at first flight. I wish my sim wasn't lagging as much as it was there. That made things a little bit obnoxious, but alright, let's turn this thing around and we'll back taxi. And actually, you know what we'll do is we'll just run that after landing check right here anyways. Yeah, I'm aware I'm approaching runway 21. Flaps are being retracted and the condition lever NA, we can go ahead and turn the radar off too. Well, we'll exit and park it right here, right by the museum and monument entrance. I'll go ahead and get the lights turned off, run through a couple shutdown items. Yeah, we should be able just to pull up and turn around right here. I'll go ahead and actually turn these lights off now. Landing light taxi will stay on, strobe can come off. And then we'll just run through the shutdown items here in a second once this plane turns itself around. And yeah, let's see, obviously I need to give it a little bit more space than that little tie down there, but that should be okay. There's the monument right there, and we'll just turn this thing parallel right around here, and honestly this might be okay to stop. Yeah, we'll stop right next to that random tie down. Parking brake set. Shutdown checklist. Parking brake is set. Anti-ice is all coming off at this time. Probes actually should have been turned off earlier. Inertial separators off. Everything's off. Power lever is brought back to idle, right? Yep, keep that there at idle. And the condition lever, we'll just go ahead and press this off. EPS needs to go ahead and come off. Passenger signs can come off. External lights will turn the nav and beacon and taxi off. And then we just need to shut all this stuff off. So obviously the generator needs to come off, the standby battery needs to come off. Avionic bus are coming off, and batteries 1 and 2 are off. And that will conclude this flight over to first flight Kitty Hawk. I'm actually going to leave 6 Alpha Tango behind for 1 second. I'm going to walk around here, even though it's a little bit wet and miserable out, as I do this debrief. So yeah, not too much to talk about. Yeah, I was really hoping this weather would clear out, but you saw we had barely enough minimum visibility there, and it worked out for us. And what's crazy to me is the fact that I have actually stood up there before. Wow, that's pretty cool. And I've parked right here too. Wow, okay, that's kind of crazy. Anyways, this plane needs to get over to Newport News next, so I'm going to go ahead and load that up as soon as possible now that the passengers are getting off. This will be uploaded as a part 2, and ignore the plane changing colors there. It likes to identify as whatever it wants. But we do have to ferry the plane over to Newport News this evening. The airport closes at sunset. I don't have time tomorrow morning to ferry the thing over. And if you actually read the chart supplement, it specifically says you cannot stay for more than 24 hours at a time. So I need to get this plane out of here. That's going to be it for this video. Definitely turned out to be a little more exciting than I thought, but we had barely enough minimum visibility to make it, and that's what we did. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you did enjoy, by all means, leaving a like helps out a lot. More importantly, if you enjoy this kind of content, subscribing would be amazing. Thank you so much for watching again, and have a good one, everybody.